Next topic is demodulation of double sideband suppressed carrier signal. For the detection of double sideband suppressed carrier, we use a technique that is called coherent or synchronous demodulation. In coherent detection or synchronous detection of double sideband suppressed carrier, we use a local oscillator at the receiver side. This local oscillator generates a locally generated sinusoidal signal, that is C dash function of t. This locally generated sinusoidal signal is exactly synchronized or coherent in both frequency and phase with the carrier wave that is used in the product modulator of the transmitter side. Or we can say that the transmitter and receiver are synchronized with each other with the help of local oscillator that generate a locally sinusoidal signal at the receiver side. And this locally generated signal is synchronized in both frequency, that is carrier frequency, and some arbitrary phase phi with respect to carrier used at the transmitter side. The block diagram of a coherent detection is shown in figure. Here the input is double sideband suppressed carrier, that is S function of t. Another input is a locally generated sinusoidal signal having frequency, that is carrier frequency, and some arbitrary phase. These two inputs are given to the product modulator of coherent detector, and the output of the product modulator is given to the low pass filter. After passing through low pass filter, we get output that is proportional to message signal. The low pass filter is used to eliminate all the unwanted frequency component, that is high frequency components, and we get the output of low frequency signal that correspond to message signal, because we know that the message signal is of low frequency signal. So at the detector side we use a low pass filter to detect the message signal. Now in coherent or synchronous demodulation we consider a special case. In this we assume that the local oscillator signal having the same frequency, but there is some arbitrary phase difference phi with respect to carrier that is used in the transmitter side and is denoted by C dash function of t, and it is equals to AC dash cos within bracket 2 pi fct plus phi. We know that the double sideband suppressed carrier wave is given by the product of carrier and message signal, that is S function of t, that is equals to AC cos 2 pi fct into M function of t, that is message signal. Now the output of the product modulator is V function of t, and it is equals to C dash function of t into S function of t. Now in place of C dash we can write AC dash cos 2 pi fct plus phi, and S function of t is double sideband suppressed carrier, that is AC cos 2 pi fct into mt. So we simply multiply it and we get AC into AC dash cos 2 pi fct plus phi into cos 2 pi fct into mt. Now here there are two cos terms, so we use a formula cos A cos B, that is 1 upon 2 within bracket cos A plus B plus cos A minus B. Now we use this formula and we get two terms. First term is 1 upon 2 AC into AC dash cos within bracket 4 pi fct plus phi into mt, and the second term is 1 upon 2 AC into AC dash cos phi into mt. Here we see that the first term contains 4 pi fct, that is a higher component of frequency. So this is an unwanted term and this is removed with the help of low pass filter. While the second term consists of a constant, that is 1 upon 2 into AC dash into AC cos phi. This is a constant multiplied by a message signal. Now we can say that the second term is proportional to the modulating signal or message signal, and this is a low frequency signal, so it is allowed by a low pass filter. So with the help of low pass filter, the first term is removed while the second term is passed with the help of low pass filter. Here we note a point. The cutoff frequency of the low pass filter is so adjusted that it should be greater than capital W, that is bandwidth of the massive signal, but it should be less than twice of Fc minus W. So after passing through low pass filter, we get output, that is V naught function of t, and it is equals to 1 upon 2 AC into AC dash cos phi into mt. Also, when we consider phase error is constant, the output is proportional to massive signal. Now, in synchronous or coherent detection of double sideband suppressed carrier, there is an effect that is called quadrature null effect. According to this effect, the amplitude of the demodulated signal, that is V naught t, is maximum when phase phi is equals to 0. Because we know that cos 0 is equals to 1 and we get output having maximum amplitude. While when phase phi is equals to plus minus pi by 2, we get a minimum amplitude, that is 0. So we can say that at quadrature, that is at plus minus pi by 2, we get 0 output. So when phi is equals to plus minus pi by 2, it is called quadrature null effect of coherent or synchronous detection of double sideband suppressed carrier. Next topic is quadrature carrier multiplexing. As we know that in a synchronous or coherent detection of double sideband suppressed carrier, there is an effect, that is quadrature null effect. This quadrature null effect is used in the construction of quadrature carrier multiplexing. It is also called quadrature amplitude modulation or QAM. In quadrature carrier multiplexing technique, two double sideband suppressed carrier modulated wave can be transmitted via a same channel bandwidth. So it is also called a bandwidth conservation scheme. The block diagram of quadrature carrier multiplexing is shown in figure. It consists of transmitter and receiver. The transmitter consists of two separate product modulators that are supplied with two carrier waves of same frequency, but there is a phase difference of minus 90 degree by using phase shifter. The output of the two product modulator is a multiplex signal that corresponds to two double sideband suppressed carrier modulated wave. The input of the two product modulator having independent massive signal, that is M1t and M2t. Here multiplex signal is denoted by S function of t, and it is equals to AC M1t cos 2 pi fct plus AC M2t sin 2 pi fct. Here AC into M1t is in phase component and AC into M2t is a quadrature component of the multiplexed signal. Since this technique is based on bandwidth conservation scheme, here the multiplex signal occupies the same channel bandwidth, that is twice of W. Here W is the bandwidth of the massive signal, and this channel bandwidth is centered at the carrier frequency. And at the receiver side, this multiplex signal is applied simultaneously to the two separate coherent detectors. And these separate coherent detectors are supplied with the two local generated carrier. These two local generated carrier are of same frequency, but there is a difference in phase by minus 90 degree. And this phase difference is obtained by using phase shifter. And after passing through a low pass filter, we get two separate outputs. The output of the top detector is 1 upon 2 AC dash M1t, and the output of the bottom detector is 1 upon 2 AC dash M2t. And for the satisfactory operation of the quadrature carrier multiplexing, we must satisfy the condition. The condition is we have to maintain the correct phase and frequency relationship between the oscillator that is used for the generation of the carrier in the transmitter and the corresponding local oscillator used